This is a voiceover that, a lot of barbers really need to watch if you don't know how to begin a lineup that's, not dark and just all the way there and without using enhancement. First, I always start my lineup from the beginning, and you see my two corners on each side. At the end of the sidebar, I want to make sure those two are even before I even get there, somewhat even. That's one of the most important parts of a crispy lineup, is making sure your corners, everybody has a curve. Everyone has a natural curve. Everyone has a natural sidebar. You want to make sure the bottom of those sidebars are even, right? That's what I'm doing. And I'm doing no pushback. I'm grabbing the baby hair of all baby hairs. So let's get started with this. I'm gonna start on the low side, and I'm gonna get as close as I can to the highest, the lowest of the highest side. You see how I came from the middle and I worked my way over? I want to use that guideline in the middle to get my low side as close as possible as to the high side, and that's another important part. The bottom corners of your sidebars and the top lineup, you want to use your high side as a reference from the middle to use your dark side, which is the lower side. You can see I'm not going into the customer's edge up. We know, he know, you know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense for you to give him a Batman edge up and go into his corners where it's light at to try to make it darker. It doesn't make sense. You're ruining the customer. It's muscle memory. You keep doing it over and over and over to the customer. Guess what? His hair follicle, his hairline is going to accept what you have done if you keep doing it. Even with babies, you can't keep pushing it back, because that's going to be a follicle memory, muscle memory thing, if that's an analogy to help you look at it. Now, you see I did my first brush down. Well, initially my second brush down, because I brushed it down before I started. Those of you that look at all my edge up videos, I pick and I brush my edge up. I prep it as far as combing it and brushing it before I start. I very seldomly prep it with, drying it out or spritzing it like most barbers do. I don't waste time doing that, because my clippers are sharp, overtuned, blade set properly. So you can see there's no pushback. I'm grabbing what I can with the clipper because my clippers are tight like that. You should order you a pair. You see how my bottom corners on my sidebars are even. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lighten up the dark area. I'm going to lighten up the dark area as much as I can, lighten it up without, making it look shadow like the right side, So what we're going to do is we're going to go in there. We're going to bring that down a little bit. And on my left side skin temp, it's a little bit darker than my right side, and that's why it's important for you to look at the front of your lineup. Don't start from the side. Don't start from the left side. You start to edge up from the front of that customer. You look at you look at him, not eye to eye, but you look at his edge up from the front, and so then it's easier to determine what side needs to go up, where it's even, if one side is darker than the other. It's giving you that. Is giving you full coverage to see your work, to see your canvas. I did me a little brush down, just to pull down the hairs that stuck in the edge up, right? So when he go jump in the pool or whatever the situation may be, he don't have to worry about little baby hairs laying down over his edge up. He ain't got to worry about going in the mirror and trying to fix himself up at the restaurant in front of folks or in front of his lady. He already know what it is when he leaves the shop. You know what I mean? Now I'm finna hit him with the razor. Y'all seen what I did before I hit him with the razor. I did a couple brush downs and I cleaned those little hairs up, but no pushback. No pushback. After I use the razor, I'm gonna go back in with the clippers. And I think with my masters to clean a little bit of hair up as well. So this is my process of doing a lineup. Every now and then, every blue moon, not every blue moon, a lot of times, I bust a lineup out in a minute and 30. No problem. After my, after my brush down and my comb out, But this is a good opportunity to show you new barbers and you barbers out there pushing your customers back and just adding enhancement to the spots you done push back to make it look full. But when the enhancement is gone, he's fucked. After you line up a lineup like this, from nothing to something, then you go in and you add enhancement if the customer requests or if you can talk his ass into doing it. But most people don't like being lied to and don't like lying to themselves. They already know what it is. They just like being with a barber that know his shit.